All right. So I'm going to share my screen, guys. So like any other session, normally we start with the fun time, right? So before I start, so good evening, all of you. I felt extremely delighted today. So much of success stories, right? Truly motivated, mind blowing, guys. I know everybody knows that, Pramod is magical, he's a magical power. I think everybody is getting benefited from the magical power. Okay. Thank you for this important session. I heartily welcome each one of you for this session. So what I request, please grab a notebook and pen. We are going to discuss about JIRA and related stuff, both interview-based questions and even once you join the job, somebody always wanted to test you. That's what happened to me in my last 10 years. Always somebody want to test whether how much you know about JIRA. Correct? They will ask very tricky questions. So the stuff what we are going to discuss today help you for interviews, job security, and then on the job support also. All right? Yeah. Can somebody answer this question? Fun time. Icebreaker. Can you somebody try? Unmute and say.
I know. Let's try with
I
others.
think
I
it's
done this one of my retro.
Maria.
Okay. Any guess? Any thoughts, insights on that? Why Maria?
Because it's the same house.
Okay. It's because of house, is it?
I think
it's Rick.
Any other observation?
Rick.
The car route, I can see the car route.
Car route under the tire, there is ice and all. That is what you are observing.
Yeah, tire trace.
Always.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Correct. Something very tricky.
Rick.
So every time what I do, right, people are generally serious in front of the ceremonies and all. So what I request you, please, can somebody go through internet and find out somewhere and send to all of us so that we can use this. I have around 7 to 8, but we can do further research and send these PPTs to all our team members so that whenever you start daily sync up or any other ceremony, we can use it. All right, that is the intention so that people will. Getting into interest in all those things. All right. And now, what I will do. Correct. Okay. So, I'm trying to show you something for JIRA very beginning. Can somebody guess and tell me what is the purpose of me showing this slide for JIRA? Any guess? We are trying to.
Which state the test case is all over?
So, status
Workflow. It's common workflow of an issue.
Life cycle of issue.
Life cycle of issue. Yes.
management
Workflow
we are showing to them.
Absolutely. Correct. Any guess? Agree with you. Any guess? Is there any link between we were all see earlier? You remember we were studying linked lists and data structures and all. You remember?
Yes.
Is there any relation between JIRA and linked lists and data structures? Is there any link?
Yes, it looks like a relationship database where we have different modules connecting, interconnecting one another, suggesting dependencies and
Looks
so
like a
on.
map data structure.
Just like a data model.
Transition.
Yeah,
Looks like a linked list, like you can't go back, you can go forward, like one after the other.
absolutely. Also, one more question. I think I agree with. Is there any once you create any issue, like you created a hit or a story in JIRA, is it visible to everybody in the organization or can you stop it? Can you block it?
Yeah, we can block it.
We can just hit
Yeah, it depends upon whom we give the permission.
Permission.
permissions for watch list permission and watchers.
Absolutely. But in my previous organizations, right, when we create any issue, any whether epic or story or task, whatever it is open to everybody. I mean, generally there is no way, we were not blocking it, so that in the transparency part and all, that is what we were following in the previous organization. All right. And now we'll get into questions one by one. All right. This is the one. So now, usually, many times some people also ask me that question: how many issue types you worked on in the current organization? Because normally they will not ask you, do you have work experience and all? How many issue types you worked on in JIRA? Is the question clear?
Yeah.
Epic, bug,
Story.
user story, task,
User story, epic, perfect,
task, bug, and subtask as
technical
well.
task, spike.
Risk.
Absolutely. Correct. Now, if I have to put a number, for example, my screen visible, right?
Yes.
Very clearly, to that question, my answer for in my Citibank, earlier I was working Citibank, the last engagement, 14 issues I was working on. Correct? Can you see list of items, right? So out of 14, can somebody tell me how many number you worked on approximately?
I worked on 5.
Okay.
7 to 8.
Correct.
5. 5
Six.
I worked.
8, yeah.
6, 5.
7.
5. 5.
Yeah.
I agree.
5 to 6.
I mean,
I
only
worked
4.
for 9.
4. Done. Okay, fine.
I worked on 6.
All right.
It's good to see a lesson learned as well available. I have not tried that so far.
Yeah. Because these issue types are highly customized, guys. JIRA is, highly customized. Every organization I worked on with Citibank, they completely customized. It's safe, 100% safe. Last 5 years, Citibank, Ford customized it. Earlier, some other organization like, Daimler, completely customized. So the answers what I'm going to share is related to my JIRA and my organization. Maybe we'll see how much they differ from yours. All right. And then next question, what they will ask you generally is, which issue type is having maximum number of statuses, workflow statuses?
Bug.
Defect.
User story.
Bugs.
Epic and user story.
Story,
Story.
Story
or epic?
Bugs.
Story will be there.
that means, is my screen not visible to you?
Yes.
It is.
So this is a
Task.
leaked question.
Story.
So they will ask you this question, guys, to shake up your confidence, and then they'll see they wanted to disturb you. How much really your hands-on JIRA? Are you getting me? The reason why I'm asking this question to you. I'm preparing for your interview, correct?
Task will be the
Which, okay, then once again, tell me which issue type is having maximum number of workflow statuses. What is the
Story.
Story.
only one answer is story. Very clear.
Yes. Story.
Why only story?
Because
it
it
needs to
starts
be.
with product owner, then the developers, then
It
the
starts with
testers, and
actually
Because
the
it
higher
generates
level
value.
business
goes around.
Because it
stakeholders
generates
and
value.
What was the question? It is asking to the status changes, or what was that?
Yeah. Status changes are more.
Yeah, in that case, it's the defect only, I could say.
No.
no.
It's
a
a
No.
workflow of a particular task.
1, 2,
Sir,
3.
because there is a engineering team, the center of excellence team, and all the teams have to approve that, and it goes through like 4 or 5 before it
User
comes.
story is something, it exists from start till end to
But
end.
all work items have start to end, right? Here you are seeing starting, ending.
So I will in
Bugs
agile.
is during testing.
So the planning will start with always with the stories. So from there we can be a progress for
In
the rest of
stories, there are different multiple times new demand
Yeah.
in tech review, ready to develop, in code. Multiple times there are, they are revising and doing something. And on the others like Epic capability, there are few things like after the things.
No problem.
That's my observation.
Each and every epic is
Yeah.
distributed into different stories.
Wait, guys. So in the interest of time, what I will tell you. If you ask me that question, let's say if you're an interviewer and I am the candidate. Okay, now how my answer is going to be. Please listen to my answer, validate. I want you to get 100% marks for this question. If at all you get this question in interview or on the job, you should get 100 out of 100. That is my intention. Okay, now I will answer. I'll give my quizmaster answer. Because if you look at the work items, user story, the story is having 16, 6 statuses, number of flow steps, 6. If you count, there are 6, 7, but user story is the work item has got 16. Reason because it is the real work item because the developer has to complete it, and the developer, tester, and architect and the entire team, PO, everybody involved. So it is complete software development process. Then every step of software, it's complete software development process. See, Epic is a container. You know, capability is a container. Epic is good. Epic is having 50 stories. But whereas a story is the real work item where couple of developers and testers together, they have to complete all the development, software development cycle. Agree with me? User story is the only work item out of 14 is the full-blown complete work item. In the sense, one has to do all the software development life cycle steps. Nothing else. No other work item is like that. That is the reason why it has got 16. Do you agree? Convinced with my answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
But this flow also can be customized, right, sir?
I am saying that's what I'm saying. This is for Citibank. This is we customize for Citibank. So, but the same way, even when you customize in your organization, even any organization do customization, user story will be having maximum number of workflows. That is for sure. No doubt about that.
Why not a task?
Now I will tell you. Next question. Now, user story and a task. Let's say in city, it is mandatory. Only product owner is supposed to write a story in city. Maybe different in your organization, correct? In Citibank, only product owner is supposed to write a story or a task. So if that is the case, product owner has written some work item. He started writing in a JIRA, but he got a doubt whether this work item will qualify for a story or will qualify for a task. He got a doubt. Okay, now he called for a meeting. You're all developers and testers. So he asked you, guys, I have written a work item. I am still not classified this as a user story or task. You tell me this is the work item description. Whether this will qualify for a story or a task. At least 4 or 5 parameters are there. Tell me those parameters so that I will classify it as a task or a story. What are those parameters? This is a very tough interview question, guys.
We'll have to see the definition of ready to identify as it is a story.
I'm interviewer, you are the candidate. You answer me like that.
Okay, sorry.
Get marks. I should not reject you for this answer. Are you getting me?
Yeah, sorry.
Task is usually an independent unit of work.
Story also independent of unit of work, right?
But it requires the coordination of multiple team members, right? But usually
Story can be divided into multiple tasks. So when the multiple tasks are completed, then only it will become a done. It will move to the done. Okay.
Wait.
So another way is like to accomplish the see, our objective is to complete the stories. To accomplish, what are the actions we have to take care to complete the story? So that's why what are the set of actions I need to do? I'll create a subtask so that I can show the progress.
I didn't ask about the subtask. My question is, product owner has written a work item in JIRA. He got a doubt. This work item will qualify for a story or qualify for a task.
Both are same, sir. You can use.
Every work item in 14 is done by multiple people.
Okay. Acceptance criteria.
Okay.
May I answer?
Sorry?
No.
May I answer, sir?
Task is maybe it's some change request or anything incident we are converting. That is the reasons.
Yes. Another thing would be story. Is given the functional requirement, you are giving some working.
Wait, people. The earlier person, right? Who can you repeat that answer? Because I wanted to extrapolate the answer from. I want to extract the answer from that point. That point is making sense to me here.
Something change request or some incident service. No, the item is coming. Okay.
No, Venu, reply.
No. I think. Can you say your name, please? I'm not seeing your name.
Siraj, maybe.
Okay, whatever it is. Okay, so now I think his answer is more towards my thinking, my answer. It's like this. Java version upgradation. That is a work item. Java version database, Oracle database version upgradation, or Jenkins,
Ramesh, are you listening?
So when
these examples, Sonar Cube, configuration, in all the dev environment. This is a work item, right? Somebody has to do. He needs half a day time to do, or a 1 day time to do. Sonar Cube, Jenkins, Java upgradation, Oracle database from 10 to 11 upgradation. These are all work items, right? We have to track in JIRA, right? These work items will qualify for a story or a task.
Task.
Because the work item which product owner has created. So if you are going to classify as a user story, that means are we going to deliver any value to customer end of the sprint? So that work item has to pass on to that criteria. If you are going to deliver some value to the customer, that means it is a user story.
Logical, correct? This is how you have to trap that guy, the interviewer who is asking you have to trap that guy into your thinking. So this work item will qualify only for a task because this Sonar Cube configuration in dev environment or JUnit or Jenkins configuration in testing environment will not qualify for the user story because the entire software development lifecycle may not be there. Software development cycle is not required. So I am putting it as a task. Make sense? Logical? Agree with me?
Yes. Correct.
Next question is, out of this 14, how many work items are equal in level, same level, equal level, like a story, a task, same level or different level?
Same level.
Same level. So story and task, how many are there at same level, equal level out of 14? Tell me that number.
Spike and bug also in the same level.
Task, risk.
Four.
Improvement.
And to
There are four: story, task, spike, and bug.
Sir, epic, story, bug, approval, and business request. 5.
No, not Epic. Epic is one level high. Epic is a container. Epic is a big bucket. Epic will be having a number of these work items, smaller work items. So you look at here, user story, task, spike, bug.
Naresh, could you please go on mute, Naresh?
your voice is not clear much.
My voice is not clear.
Yeah, now we can hear.
Repeat, sir? Can you please repeat?
I mean, lot of from background.
Correct. So
Can you please repeat the question, sir?
Okay, my question is, out of so many work item types here, user story and task, how many are same level or equal level of story and task in this 14? Correct? So what everybody is saying, like story, task, spike, bug, production problem, risk, lessons learned. approval. 8 work items are at same level, equal level in my Citibank, in my customized this thing. More or less, it will be same thing in your JIRA also, in your organization. Make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So now,
But we don't have so much of workflows. I mean, so much of issue type.
so I said this is Citibank. This is a big thing. We customized it. So like this, we customize for Citibank. You guys will customize for your organization. That is for sure. All right. Now the next question. You guys have you are doing a retrospection meeting is retrospection meeting is going on. You found there is 2 important action items have come out of the retro last day of the sprint, day 10. Correct? Normally you do day 10 retro or day 9?
Day 10, sir.
Day 10.
Day 10.
You guys have done retro. You all thought out of these so many action items we discussed, this one important action item is there. So you decided to put it in a JIRA as a work item. So what work item type will qualify for a action item of retro?
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
If there is something we need to, take an decision of initiative, then initiative.
No, initiative 2 years, boss. Initiative will go.
No, initiative is a big one.
High level, very high level.
Okay. Talking about JIRA issue types, right? Only if it is initiative, it is initiative is like implement the Google product in Colombia, 2 years, 1 year, such kind of thing. Okay.
Why not a business request?
It can be a task as well.
It can be a task as well.
It can be a story as well, right?
No. 1 second.
Actually, we are using a separate issue type, a retrospective action item itself in JIRA. So those issue type will create.
Retrospective, the lessons learned make more sense than task or.
Correct. So I agree. I think, see, whatever I say, you did not agree, right? You have to ask me back, question back the interviewer. Okay. So you're right. Generally, lessons learned is more relevant here because process review. Retro is all about process review, right? Retro is a process review, lessons learned. If that makes sense, it is lessons learned. If that is a software development work item, obviously it will qualify for a story, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Sri, suppose the organization does not have lessons learned configured in JIRA, what would be the next best thing for retro to create?
Anybody can answer this? Can somebody try and answer this question? If lessons learned are not there,
In my current team, we don't have any issue type like lesson learned. So we use stories for capturing the next action item.
Yeah, you can put it in Confluence.
We can have a label. We can have a label called a retrospective action item.
Label. See that?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, we are using
in any of your organization, lessons learned issue type is not there. Retro action item is not there. You have only either story or a task, something like that. There you go and put the description. There you write. The work item came from a retro, and then you can put a label, like Rohini said, right? Create a label, something like that. So let's say why we need this. After 3 months, 6 months, your director will ask you, correct? Guys, you are doing retro. Every week, 2 hours you are spending. Every 2 weeks, 2 hours you spend. 1 hour you spend on retro. Last 6 months, so many hours you burn. What are the important lessons learned action items from retro for last 6 months? Then you should go to JIRA, write a filter JQL, get all the action items from retro. If there is a label, it's very easy to get the data. Are you getting me?
Yeah, so does it go to backlog or we have to?
It can go to backlog also. Obviously, right? Because this sprint is over. The sprint is over. Today is Tuesday. Normally we close sprint on Tuesday after 2 weeks. So today is last day. So the action item is the sprint time box is completed. Now naturally the work item it will go for a backlog. Then in that once it is in a backlog, you all will decide when you pull it to the active sprint, which sprint, next sprint or subsequent sprint based on the prioritization urgency. Are you getting me?
But that is not the user story, right? So can we put it to the story and pick up into the sprint?
No, that's what I will leave it to you. You guys will decide at the time this particular work item will qualify for a story or a task, whatever it is. Obviously, it has to be go to backlog first, generic backlog, and you guys will decide during the refinement or sprint planning. There only you can pull 10 work items, assume in a sprint. So you decide based on the prioritization, Moscow, urgency, dependency. You guys will decide whether to pull that work item in this sprint or future sprint. Clear?
Yeah.
It's all customizable. Now, the next question is like, what is tech debt? Interview question.
Suppose if you've not done the functionality according to the coding standards or something related to that.
Maybe a version upgradation is needed for a software, and which is pending from a long time, not yet done, which might impact your delivery at some point of time.
When we are thinking about agility more than quality, and we just want to get a small hot fix or some kind of a task based on priority done without doing a code review and seeing how it goes on and out in the subsequent sprints, that we can call as a tech debt. It can be intentional, it can be unintentional, but tech debt is there. Yes, that is what I think.
When the code
Pending
quality,
refactoring.
yeah,
Take
when
that
the
is basically to meet the timelines when development tends to decide some easiest approach to bypass the coding standard, and they come up with some quicker solution. That is called tech dev, where they can spend time in refactoring and do some necessary work in future.
Very good. I agree with all your answers. You all know Agile Manifesto, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, what is Developer Manifesto in Agile? In Agile world, what is Developer Manifesto? It's a very tough interview question, guys.
Working software. Working software.
you
You can elaborate.
deliver business value, ASAP, like, so that's why sometimes the developers may, not organize the code as per the coding standards. May, like like developers want to really deliver the software ASAP. So I think that's why this tech debt comes into picture, where the code is, unorganized, and the qualities may also suffer.
Absolutely. Okay.
Uh,
This
Sometimes
I can
due to
say, if I
client
can
request
summarize,
also, yeah, sometimes
delivering
due
the
to
highest value to the business without compromising on the quality. I mean, keeping a very appropriate balance between the business value as well as the quality. Neither should be devalued.
Absolutely. So I totally agree with you. All your answers are correct answers, right? So now there is a relation between developer manifesto and tech debt. They're very closely related. Okay. So I will explain you why. So we are in a hurry. Developers are not highly experienced. They are not efficient coders. They are not following the clean coding techniques, efficient coding techniques. They are not doing refactoring, and then they have not used any sonar cube or JUnit. Okay, and then they have not implemented object oriented programming concepts. Correct? They have not used coding standards, best practices. They're in a hurry. Somehow, my shift is over. I hand over my code to somebody in China. So let him bother, and then I will move away without giving proper documentation or any other naming standards, coding standards, all those things. Correct? We know. That is how we, we are generating this tech debt. Tech debt is generally bad, right? Tech debt is not generally is a bad thing, right? Not a great thing. So we generated tech debt. When you run this code through Sonar Cube, okay, within seconds it will tell you Sri Nagesh is the developer. He developed tech debt. this much of defects or code issues, or it will tell me the graph. It will give me the dashboard. You won't click the Sonar Cube dashboard. It will tell you all the tech debt. So I have created the tech debt. Now, when you are a technical lead, you review my code. Oh, you call me Sri, you have done a bad coding, so much of tech debt is very poor coding standards and all these things is there. Now you told me to rework production issues and all, you told me to do rework, or me or somebody else. So when this action item, reworking of whatever this not good thing, so my manager told me to put it in a JIRA work item. Correct? This tech debt needs, let's say, 1 day or 2 days for 1 or 2 days to fix it. So which JIRA work item will qualify to use this tech debt? Question clear?
Means that you are creating a separate user story in the
Risk
Jira
issue.
for
issue.
solving this
We
tech
will put
debt.
it as risk issue.
Risk issue. Risk issue.
Risk issue.
Spike?
Bugs.
Spike also. Yeah, maybe.
Bug.
In the task also, right?
We
No.
can put it as a production problem also.
Ideally,
Please.
there's
No, it's not a
He
production.
said the
tech debt
question
was
was not
It's
different.
not a
flexible.
production issue. It can be, means like
It will
issue
be a
or
user
type.
story only, because sometimes many organizations have their own product backlog for tech debt items. So we can consider as a user story.
Yeah. We consider as a user story.
All right. Okay.
But many company has a separate team called as tech debt, where they particularly solve these kind of issues.
Why,
So
Sunanda?
in that case,
I am the developer. I created tech debt. So you go and employ some people and to do my clean up my bad thing. Why are you employing somebody else to do this? You tell me it is my problem. I created bad thing. You ask me to fix it, right?
correct.
So do we employ some other engineer to clean up my thing? No, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was talking about some other company.
Okay, that is may not be a very efficient model. Usually, when I make a mistake, I have not done a good job or a clean job. My manager always tell me clean up and go home. Okay, Friday evening he tell me, that's what I did when I was a developer. That's okay. So the important thing is that, yeah, I will go with your answers. So my answer is going to be, okay, before I assign this work item for a tech debt related work items, I will discuss with my team, my product owner or a scrum master or a developer or a tester, whoever it is, architect and all, in depth, it is creating some design issues or architectural issues. What I will do, we will do some analysis. And then what is the outcome of the analysis? Then based on that, we will discuss, agree upon a consensual discussion. We'll see whether it will qualify for a task. I'll create a task and I will assign to myself. And then we will do some analysis. We'll put it as a task. It will qualify, or spike, because it needs further investigation. It needs further research, because I never done that, bio authentication for eyes. This is what we were doing earlier. And when you go to Chat GPT or Gemini and all, they're not giving solution, because nobody has ever done that in a bank like Citibank. So the answer could be, the answer whatever I give should be liked by my interviewer. That is my intention. Okay. He's already egoistic guy. He's asking me. I have to satisfy his ego and get the marks for that question. That is my intention. So what I will do, we will analyze. We will do some deep dive. Get into the details. We will see whether it will qualify. It may qualify for a risk issue or a production problem or a spike or a task or a story. Accordingly, we all together, we will take a call. Are you okay with that answer?
Yes.
So do we label it as a tech debt?
We can label it as tech debt. Correct. But in some
we can do.
in some companies, there is a tech debt issue type also they have created in some organization. If that is the case, it is easy, right? If your JIRA is having tech debt related issue type, it is very easy, right? You can just go and use that work item. Clear?
So
Yeah.
yeah, correct. In our team, we have a separate epic for all this tech debt, and we create stories under that epic. Is
Oh.
that a correct approach?
No. To me, epic meaning is a big container. It's a bucket. It's a container. It's a placeholder. See here, the work items 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is another question. This 1, 2, 3 are very different from all other work items because point number 1, 2, 3 are containers. They are placeholders. Okay, epic is a placeholder. They are not true work items because one person cannot complete on these work items. Epic is having 20, 30 stories and 20, 30 tasks and all. It's a big bucket. So the thing is, this epic capability initiative are containers. All right?
Yeah.
Danya, you got the answer, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, the next question. Out of these so many work items, correct? Usually for some work items, we don't assign story points. Maybe to rest all, we may assign story points. There may be story points associated with all the work items, but there are some work items here. Normally, we don't assign any story points. Tell me those work items for which we don't assign story points.
Approval. Business request approval.
Even initiative, capability, and epic.
Lesson learned. Lesson learned.
No, for lesson learns, we actually can make the task.
we can
So
give-
initial 3 containers, the initiative, capability, epic, and then we can count on for approval,
Yes.
and maybe business request.
Even subtask and spike also doesn't have a story point. I mean, not always that you have to have a story point for a spike. You
The
can
subtasks don't have
Okay.
points. Approvable subtasks.
I think for bug also we don't have
And
points.
Business request.
Yes. Bug also don't have points. That's correct.
Okay.
yeah,
Now
for
let
bug, we can have tracks, right?
So except
Go,
story
sorry.
and tasks,
So what I get from our discussion is either it should be the bigger container or the fundamental base points like subtask and bugs and approval, business request, initiative, capability, epic. Over to you, Sri sir. Looking forward for the answer.
See here, implementing Google product in Colombia in next 8 months. That is the initiative, right? I told you.
Yes.
That initiative is equal 4,000 story points. Very clear. Somebody has to do work. 100 people have to do work. When 100 people does work, it's all story points. Every day we generate story points. We burn story points. 100% correct. Initiative is equal 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 story points. Absolutely very clear. The initiative is equal multiple capabilities. Obviously, each capability 1,000, 1,000 story points. I add up all capabilities, I'll get initiative. You go to phone, go open phone and then go to Google Pay. All functionalities are there. Scan QR code, call by name. They're all capabilities, business functionalities. Each functionality requires some story points. So capability is going to have definitely huge number of story points. An epic is equal 20 stories, 10 tasks like that. All right. So epic is equal, let's say 600 story points. Very clear? All first 3
Clear,
buckets
sir.
have story points, no doubt
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Got it.
Task.
Yes.
When it comes to the task, let's say I told Amrita has picked up configuring Jenkins in the dev environment. She needs 3 days to complete it. Somebody will ask her, right? 3 days you're working, how many story points? Everything, all our work is measured in terms of story points. Correct? The other day, Pramod said very clearly, all one unit only. All one unit. Every day I'm working is equal story points. Work produced story points. Velocity story points. Everything is one unit only. The only story points is the unit. Okay, now task will be having story points, guys. because Amrita has done for work for 3 days and means she has to write 3 days. So many story points is burned. Very clear. Task is having story points. Okay. And then approval. Approval is what? See, I'm an architect. I'm working on architectural runway, architectural inputs. I have created this permit to build, permit to design. You guys are into safe PI planning and PI. For the next PI, 3 months, I am the architect. I have given approval for you to go ahead on the architectural inputs. Without architecture inputs, you will not develop microservices and API services. Clear to me? We need permit to design, permit to build. Only with that approval, only then you will start working. Clear? Without architect's approval, we will not do anything. You know what happened? Flipkart $1 billion that crash. You know, the other day, this crowd strike and Microsoft, that love story where they're paying billions of dollars the penalty. This is all the result of those guys have not done their job. Everybody getting blue screen and all, right? So the important point here is that, okay, everything is measured in terms of story points. No doubt about that. In every organization today, I see story points only. Do you have anything else apart from story points? The way we measure productivity, velocity, how much work you have done, how do you track work in a sprint? It's only story points, right? Is there anything else you guys use? I wanted to know.
No.
Work log.
No.
Sorry?
Work
No,
log.
only story points.
There's a work log in JIRA where
Ah.
we can say how much time it might take to complete a certain story.
Absolutely.
So
work log, finally it will go into story points only.
that is correct. That is correct.
Initially start date, end date. See, today morning I logged my JIRA. I got into CTVDA. 8 a.m. I started. 8 p.m. I closed my laptop. Is equal to so many 12 hours. 12 hours is equal to so many story points. But JIRA maintains that work log only. Srinagesh login from this time to this time and all. It will get the data. But finally, my boss, when I gave a report, she's going to look at my dashboard JIRA. It is showing some, one story point. One day is one story point. I'm just giving an example. So one thing, guys, remember, whether it is safe, Scrum, Agile, Kanban, any framework today, in today's world, the productivity is story points, velocity is story points, how much work effort tracking by you and team, everything in only one unit, that is story points. There is nothing else is existing today. Is that point clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Only one thing, story points. Nothing else is there.
Sir, so in case if any question is turned around the table, and so it will be kind of a trick question, right? Because everything goes into a single unit, base unit, story point.
Absolutely.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Got it? Yeah, this question is clear. Next question. Is it mandatory to create subtask? Okay. Part A of this question is which are all work items out of 14 we are allowed to create a subtask. For which work item we can create a subtask? One question. Okay. But next question is it mandatory to create a subtask or not?
You can only imagine. It's not mandatory.
Sir, it should not be mandatory. If
Yes.
the requirement is there, then we can divide it into subtasks. Otherwise, it is not mandatory to create a subtask.
And subtask.
Basically, subtasks should be created for the task. So it's depends the type of work or what are our activities we are going to perform for that particular task. If there are multiple activities which need to complete, which need to perform to complete that task, then it is recommended.
No, first you have to answer me. What is the need, guys? Why I have to create subtask? What is the need? I already have enough work every day, 10 hours I'm working.
Many people, many resources
can
have to
organize
work.
work.
Break down the task, to break down the story.
Actually, to break down or make it into the smaller chunks, we use subtasks.
Yes. To make
And
it
to track
at a smaller
dependencies.
unit.
If
It is-
somebody else is also contributing to the story, they work on some tasks and I work on some,
have
so that
visibility.
the responsibilities are clear.
Okay, guys, one question to all of you. Tell me only one reason why I have to create a subtask. Only one reason.
To provide a valuable output. I mean, to produce some value to the output.
Every
To
story
complete the task.
To reduce the complexity.
Like
To
if a
reduce the
task
complexity.
have if to complete
To
the
reduce
task,
the
there is a multiple
complexity.
small task has to complete it. That is, for example, to create a login. If user want to log in, there is a subtask like criteria error has to be for error. There is alternative. Forget password, forget username. These are all additional tasks.
Okay.
Visualize the flows.
To
make the
satisfy
definition of
the
only
DOD, to satisfy the DOD, we have to create a subtask, ensure that as a DOD is done proper.
Yeah, maybe to find the exact efforts
to
required to
simplify the
complete a
task,
task.
we make a
If
subtask.
there are multiple activities involved in this task and multiple people are working on those different tasks, to
Multiple
tracking
people,
purpose, to tracking purpose,
It
it is
is
good to
for
have
the-
subtask.
It is to have a better visualization of the particular, work item. It is going to different subtasks, right? Different activities. So a better visualization can be provided, and any bottlenecks can be, easily visualized by it and, addressed to.
And
To estimate it in a better way with
efforts
respect to
estimation.
estimation of work hour and cost.
What
For
better?
both,
What better way? वो क्या है?
to divide it into subtask.
हाँ. So
To reduce complexity.
wait, guys. One thing. Okay. So the earlier we were discussing the
Story points.
Earlier we were discussing story, task, like that. There were 7 work items are equal and same, correct? We were discussing right earlier. Story, task, spike, bug, production problem. They are all at same level, right? We were discussing earlier. Okay.
Right.
I can go ahead and create subtask to all these activities. I can create a subtask under task, under story. All these 8 work items where they're all equal, I can create subtask. Clear? Okay. Now, let's say tomorrow your manager asked you, Amrita, get me a report. What is the effort by testers versus developers? Your
Yes.
RT, you're a Scrum Master for 3 teams. You have 30 team members working with you. Each team, there are three testers are there. 70% developers, 30% testers. But I wanted to know the efficiency of in which you guys are working. How do you track the effort put by testers versus developers? Because you said that you are doing manual automation, all those, JUnit, all the Jenkins and all. You said you automated DevOps and all, right? You said CI/CD and all you were using, but you've done automation. But I wanted to reduce one tester everywhere. So because you've gone for automation, so I wanted to take off these testers and put it somewhere else in my new upcoming project. So for that, get me a report. Can you, now it is 8:25. By 8:30, I want that report from you because I'm going for a meeting. I am in New York headquarters, 30th floor. I have to submit to my manager because you have to hire people, hiring decision. For me to go for hiring decision, I need this. So how you can pull out report and give me what is the developer effort versus tester effort? Tell me.
Yeah,
JIRA.
so the subtask will come into picture.
Yes. Yes.
To the substacks report generate.
You're logging in the effort.
Rough
there.
hours.
You can extract, you can write a JQL, write a filter and get me that report within 1 minute in JIRA, provided for the last several months, you already implemented a JIRA process, JIRA hygiene, JIRA best practices. Like guys, wherever this kind of developer, tester, ratio, manual automation, I need to provide data to my management, my director. So you have to create, subtask. So task story, one subtask is developer tester effort. Whatever the testing they do, NFT or SAT, UAT, whatever the testing they do, they will write everything there. If they don't create that kind of tester effort tracking, you will not be able to generate, because I work with 600 teams, 800 teams, 700 teams are, Scrum teams, 100 are Kanban teams. So I am a director of the company. I rely on you. On what basis such a massive data in these 700 Scrum teams, 70% is the dev effort, 30% is the testing effort. If you don't follow that JIRA discipline, it is impossible to get the data. We all will mess up the things. I cannot take a hiring decision tomorrow to get more testers, or I can optimize some testers. I can roll off some testers here and I can put somewhere else. It is very, very, very important thing. So I will not answer. So mandatory, not mandatory, I will not answer at that level. I will answer this way. If you want report from me like this, then I have to create that task and subtask. Clear? Logical?
Yes, sir, very much.
Yes, sir.
So ideally,
Yeah.
sir, with the best practices, we should be following it at the subtask level to generate the report if required at any point of the process, right?
Because last 1 year, you cannot generate data now. Only if you
Right.
follow this month, September onwards, you will be able to generate the data.
So
All right?
subtasks are not
True.
only related to the user story. So it is dependent on the tasks what developers do, like front end or back end or QA or something of that sort, right? It is just not only to break down the user story.
Absolutely. A UI. See, I work on a heavily intensive UI team. Always there is one UI expert in my team. User experience, user interface. One click. All our applications, one click should work. One click or 2 clicks. Correct? Because all my users are 60 years, 70 years, people like me, senior citizens beyond 60. One click it should go on. You cannot ask a lot of data. So it is a mandatory for me to use UI and UX. So UX person is always there in my team. There is a tester, 2 testers and 2 UX people. So 4 people. How do I track how much I have to pay for UX and tester? I have to get effort tracking. Correct? So this subtask is a good tool to be used in any of these work items based on the business need. Based on the requirement, I will go ahead and create the subtask. If there is no need, I am CEO, I am the developer, I am tester. My wife is the CFO, and the only 2 people are running the company. Then all these things are not required. But we are working for a Citibank. It is there in 200 countries, 200 currencies, so much of 50 members across everywhere in the world. So this kind of organizations, it is required to think about that kind of approach. Clear? Any questions? Now, I think last question, last question to all of you. What is this business request? Who uses this business request? What is the need of this business request? Have you ever heard?
Usually the client
Stakeholder?
asks for
From business owners.
tasks.
Does a stakeholder does it?
Is it something like change request?
No, it's for
Product
making
owner.
all the team to understand what is the scope of the business and why this project is needed. The clarity to bring stakeholders on one page.
This could be a change request.
So this is a new product owner bring the requirement. He will do some analysis, review, approve.
Enhancement or
Excellent point. Guys, very important point. Maybe it may be there in your JIRA. Please go ahead and look at because in most of the 100, this top 100 organized MNCs and all, right? Fortune 100, Fortune 500, this list, right? It's a mandatory as per the compliance, as per the regulatory bank, right? So bank is a financially should be very data driven. Audits, lot of audits happen, guys. Whenever audit happens, everybody get the data from JIRA only. Okay, all metrics are coming from JIRA only. Agree with me? Is there any other metric you guys are using apart from JIRA? All metrics are from JIRA only or not?
Yeah, JIRA.
Yeah, JIRA.
Yeah, JIRA.
Team level, program level, portfolio level, any metric in the organization, the data has to come from JIRA only. One single source of truth. You cannot say, you go and check my emails, my Confluence, my Teams chat, my WhatsApp messages, in my recordings. No. Because it is audit, compliance, regulatory. We require evidences. Anything we do, they want evidence. That's the reason why in all the ceremonies you do, we need evidences. Okay. Now, important point here for a business request is the intake process. You go to Gemini or ChatGPT, you type intake process. A lot of organizations will do anything like new initiative, new capability, all business requests have to come from business request only. It may be a business owner or maybe CXO or a product manager or any other product business side. Usually business side people only use business request. It's a business request. I'm asking you to do business. Google Pay, this request has come for implementing Google Pay product in Colombia in next 30 days. It's a business request because this request has come from this office, compliance regulatory office. Correct? Like RBI guide. Okay, that's how it's very important. I think now
Sri sir, just a quick question. Is it the same? The business request, do we call it charter or project mandate in project manager?
It's called, another name is statement of work. But
Statement of work.
the thing is, it's basically it's intake process only. All business requirements, business needs, for everything only it has to come from business request. Then only it will go to backlog. Team backlog, program backlog. We are no, right? We know team backlog. Only if it is a backlog, we will do. If any work item not backlog, we will not do. Right? So that too, if the work
Sir,
item,
how we can relate with the request for changes with business request?
maybe that's also related. Business change request also related to business related, right? You said change request is business change request, right?
Yeah, business change request. Yeah.
They're all related. They are both, it may be architectural request or a technology or business operations. They're all related to business only, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely related to that only. All right, guys, I think what we will do, we will stop it here. I think we can do much more sessions. A lot of other sessions are there.
Sir, I have a doubt. Okay, how this business request is different from initiative?
Initiative is like implement Google Pay product in Colombia in 8-9 months is initiative. Because for that, they have released $1 million budget. Every initiative is having an investment request budget. For doing that product in 8 months by 200 people in a safe implementation, there are so many business requests. So what are all business requests are there in the changes? You go to you go to this Google Pay, okay, GPay, and then see what are all changes are there. What are all business requests? Scan any QR code, pay contacts, pay phone number, bank transfer, pay UPI ID, self transfer, pay bills. They're all business requests. These are all business requests subset of initiative, where the initiative is a funding related thing.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question, sir. So this migration from Google Cloud to AWS, will that be a business request or what will it be?
No, basically it comes under initiative only because it's a tech refresh, because technology modernization. So the moment you said to me, I will put it I'll create a new initiative under tech refresh or technology, modernization, business modernization. That is initiative, because For you, you have to do that. I may have released $1 million for you to do that. Correct? So in that, business request is a subset. There are so many business requests are there so that we can complete an initiative.
Okay, so is it like all business requests don't convert into initiatives?
It will convert into initiative only because
All
in
of them, all the business requests.
because in JIRA, whenever you create an epic, you have to map it. This epic is a child of capability. This capability is child of initiative. That is mandatory. Only then you can do the tracking. That's why we have initially I said linked lists and all data structures and then all that linkage is there, right? So if I create a story, this story is a child of epic. This epic is a child of capability. One rule is that, it is always parent and child relation in JIRA. There cannot be any orphan item in JIRA. There can never be orphan item hanging on the air. No, every work item should be linked to parents. Parents can have multiple children. Children can have one parent in JIRA. This is the fundamental principle on which JIRA is working. Linked list, and then the data structure series. That's where I have shown you in the initial that slide.
Okay, so I was not there that time. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, but so initiative is the first point, right? And then you have all the children.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So can we say business request? Or can we map business request as a child of initiative? Is this the right?
Maybe a possibility is there.
Okay.
There is a possibility.
What
But
we follow in our org is initiative at a org level. So like Shri sir said, say for example, there is a budget, right? So now the government has to start working on a 2025 budget. So that will become an initiative, and then that will have different capabilities and different epics. That is how we follow in our org.
Same thing. We also do same thing in Citibank.
Yeah.
Exactly. But for we use JIRA big picture.
We use JIRA.
JIRA, right? Because we want to go for a JIRA align. JIRA align is what? $700 per user per year. Whereas the basic JIRA dollars per person. So we have gone in for a JIRA big picture. JIRA big picture is highly customized for safe, all safe reports. Some of you may be working JIRA Align, right?
Yeah, I have used JIRA Align for safe.
We work on JIRA Align.
JIRA Align is the most expensive product from JIRA as a cloud version. It is 100% mapped to portfolio and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I have explored and recommended as well, but due to budget constraint, they stopped.
पैसा होना है ना भाई, पैसा.
So that's why in our org, most of the time JIRA Aligns are usually, for a senior people and product owners, not for everyone.
Correct.
In whoever is following is agile. Yeah.
Correct. बहुत महंगा है.
बहुत.
Maybe JIRA Align can be mainly used in the program level details. That's how we used to do for the program level. All the things we used to capture in JIRA Align, and team level, like for usage, we used JIRAs.
Absolutely. All right. I think what we will do, I have like this another 100 questions, guys, more than 100, because my JIRA last 10 years experience. Basically, they should help you to get selected. If at all there are JIRA related questions, we keep posting in the WhatsApp group what questions they were asking you, then we can find out better answer. Whenever JIRA question is there, you should get 100% marks for that question, point number one. And then when you get onto the job, always somebody will test you. Now that's what everybody did to me. You write that filter, get the data, and suddenly they will call you on the meeting, where CXO meeting, Scrum Master, RTE, write that filter, get the data. Everybody is watching you, 100 people from 10 countries, correct? So better prepare for writing filters, JQL, dashboards and all, So all JIRA guys, all JIRA, every meeting, CXO to developer, all JIRA. Correct? It's very important. But JIRA is very easy, but conceptually we should be very clear. Theoretically, conceptually we should be very clear. Then implementing in JIRA, it is very easy.
One question, like how is the adoption of Azure DevOps in the industry? Like I see some.
Where some companies are going for all Microsoft shop. They all have all Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Azure DevOps, all Microsoft. Then they will go for ADO. But where I worked predominantly all Atlassian, Confluence, JIRA, big bucket. Bitbucket, all this JIRA Atlassian products only. They're all worked in last 10 years, Atlassian. Very few I used to observe my friends in all those ADO and all. I don't know, maybe somebody else in the team, maybe they're ADO and all. But I have seen all JIRA. But more or less they are all same. Somebody using ServiceNow.
Yeah.
Correct? They're all very similar. Rally, somebody Rally. They're all very similar.
Yeah, if you are adapting ServiceNow nowadays. That's right.
We are using ServiceNow now. Right, sir. Proposals are done, sir. Go to.
Yeah. Okay. Can we wind up then today? For today?
Yeah.
You can stop sharing screen, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Pramod, one suggestion. Shall we have these all questions accumulated in any folder? So
no, actually, it is all in chat in this what you call in the WhatsApp. It is there. We will connect it and somewhere keep it. But I do not know whether keeping it in a folder and it's all dynamic, right? We'll keep on adding more.
Which WhatsApp, Pramod?
So Swati, you are not yet reached that group.
Oh, okay.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I know there are some people who could not join today, so I'll try to fix up. I was already talking to Zoom support team to get it resolved. So mostly tomorrow we have a session at 7 o'clock tomorrow, same regarding coaching, and we'll do some. One of the challenge you might get into an organization to coach people. So let us look into that tomorrow. Okay, and see you tomorrow then. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so
much.
much. Thank you, Sri sir. Thank you.